Sasha Zverev making his second appearance at these championships, and Roger Federer, for the 16th time here, has won it 6 times. This is a tight one.
Well, the idea for Federer was to try to get Sasha off balance, but look at the running passing shot. Zverev really took the racket out of Roger's hand. He hit the ball so big from the back of the court. Right here, love 40. This was the only break in the first set. Roger lost serve that game. 4 quick points in about 1 minute and 10 seconds. Zverev was unbelievably confident. Federer started off strong in the second set, played good tennis right here, up love 30. Look at the inside in to go up love 40. Goes on to get the break of serve, but then gives it right back. And here we are at 4-5. Look at the play right here, and then the closing short angle backhand volley. Zverev kept coming forward, did not allow Federer to use variation to get him on defense, and this is the key point where we saw the controversy, Brett.
Yeah, in the middle of the point, Sasha Zverev stops it, and he points across the court to the ball kid on the other side, who dropped the ball out of his pocket and had to go chase it down. Carlos Bernardus didn't see it. Roger didn't see it because it happened behind him, but Carlos asked the ball kid if it happened. The kid confirmed it, and so he offered a let. Watch behind Roger here. Ball's on the ground, and the young man, as he would do by reflex, steps out to grab it, and that distracted Zverev, and Roger went up to the chair and said, "Hey, young man, did you do that?" And the kid said, "Yeah, I did." And Roger said, "Okay, well, that happens," and they play a let, and unfortunately for Roger, Sasha served an ace.
Yeah, that would have been the first serve missed in the tiebreak, and instead Zverev gets an ace and gets to 4-all in the tiebreak. This is a huge point right here. Federer tries to hit the drop shot. Look at Zverev close the net and rip the two-hander over the high part of the net. Now watch this. The point of the match, Federer does a great job, has the setup. Oh no. In the tape, that gives 2 match points to Sasha Zverev. Roger would like that one over again. That will be in the back of his mind. But Zverev right here, closing it out the same fashion. Power tennis, closes in, swinging volley. This was a great effort from Zverev with clear-cut power tennis. Hit Roger off the court.
7-5, 7-6 in an hour 35. Great serving day for Sasha. We'll talk about that in a minute. But as Roger leaves, here's what Sasha had to say to Annabelle Croft about that incident with the ball kid.
Well, we'll wait till everyone quietens down. Okay, just tell us, Sasha, how did you get the win this evening?
Well, first of all, I want to apologize for the situation in the tiebreak. I mean, the ball boy dropped the ball, so, you know, it's in the rules that we have to replay the point.
Well, I'm not sure why you're all booing, because he's telling the truth. The ball boy did move across the court and it disrupted play, and those are the rules. So I think you have to be a little bit more respectful.
You know, the crowd has been amazing. The crowd has been absolutely fair the whole match. Again, I'm very sorry that this happened. I didn't mean to upset anybody. I mean, that's all I can say. Sorry.
So a couple things here. MVP award goes to Annabelle Croft for shaming that crowd and changing from boos to cheers. So nice job by Annabelle with that. But is it me, or did Sasha not do anything wrong?
I don't know why he's apologizing.
Yeah.
Honestly, it wasn't his fault. The ball kid did drop the ball. We showed you that clearly on the replay. It is in the rules that if that happens, let's take another look at it just for confirmation. If this happens, typically the chair umpire will see it, but because of the run of play, that he was following the ball in play, the chair umpire, he didn't see it. But Sasha did, because Roger hit the shot from the same corner that the ball came out. If Roger had been in the forehand corner here, Sasha may not have seen it. They may have kept playing the point, but this is absolutely not anyone's fault. The ball kid made a mistake, and that happens. I'm sure he feels terrible about it. But one thing that also was clear as we watched the rest of the highlights in the ensuing points, just because Federer was in the rally didn't mean he was going to win it. Zverev was bullying him around in those rallies, and on match point, Federer was in the rally, and Sasha came up with the goods.
Yeah, it's just tough when you have to put yourself in that position as Zverev did after the match. I mean, I felt bad that he had to apologize. As Jim said, didn't do anything wrong. I thought he played picture-perfect tennis.
Yeah.
He did exactly what he had to do, beat Roger to the punch, did not allow Roger to get him off balance with the slices, and it was just a great day of tennis for Sasha Zverev.
It had elements of Naomi Osaka's acceptance speech at the U.S. Open after the whole rhubarb with Serena. He had won one of the biggest matches of his career, and he seemed sad about the whole thing. He didn't do a darn thing wrong. Here was Roger's reaction to the incident after the match.
Well, I'm not questioning Sasha's sportsmanship in any way. It's his totally, I mean, I think, like I said before, I think it's a bold move by Sasha to stop the rally, because the umpire can just say, like, well, sorry, buddy, you're in the rally, I don't care, you lost a point. I didn't see it. So that's where I just wanted to double check with the umpire, what is the situation. But not for a second. There was a sportsmanship situation there. It was just totally an umpire's decision with the ball kid and the lines person as well, just making sure that they got the facts right. I don't know what the rule says. I always thought it was an umpire's decision, not a player's decision. You know, in practice we stop rallies all the time when balls come flying from the second court, you know, but like this, it's in that kind of a circumstances, it was a tough one, you know, for everybody involved, also for Sasha.
Fairly reasoned response from Roger, as he usually provides. Meanwhile, there was a tennis match played, and Sasha Zverev dominated it.
Yeah, I mean, look at the numbers. There's not a ton there. Zverev a little bit better on the second serve success points, and that's where Federer had to put a little more pressure. But 88% of the first serve points won by Zverev. That's a big lead. But the differential, Jim, is where there was an issue. Federer, again, -7, Zverev +3. That goes to the power tennis that Zverev was playing. Usually with power tennis, there's going to be more errors. And Zverev did a terrific job in terms of limiting the errors, using the power to keep Roger off balance.
It was a clean performance from Sasha, wasn't it? To be +3 playing the type of power, risky-ish tennis that he was going for, which he needed to do because he didn't want to have to play defense against Roger's great wizardry as well. So Zverev, definitely a nice rebound here after that sort of middling performance against Novak in the middle of this week. He's really accelerated here to the finish. He's going to need to stay on the pedal against Novak for sure in the final.
Just one getaway thought as we put a bow on what happened in the tiebreak with the ball kid dropping the ball. I would just want to tip the cap to Carlos Bernardis, because in light of what happened at the U.S. Open, the Kyrgios incident and the Serena incident, a couple of chair umpires were criticized for not being flexible enough, not understanding the moment and sort of interpreting the rules and the situation in real time. Carlos Bernardis here could have done what Roger suggested and said, you know what, man, I didn't see the ball. You stop the point, you lose. He didn't do that. He used logic. He checked with the ball kid. Yeah. The ball kid copped to the event, and the right result happened. I
agree with that, Brett. And I think that in events of this magnitude, in the Grand Slams where we're obviously televising these matches, I think that the ATP should start looking into using video replay and having the supervisor off the court be able to establish the facts if we do get into a situation where the chair umpire doesn't have two heads. You can't be watching both sides of the net. It wouldn't be that difficult to have a little monitor on the side of the court that they could then replay, just like they do in football. And I think it would make sense, and I don't think anyone would be against that. There may be a cost attributed to it, but it wouldn't be significant.
Jim's willing to pay for it, so, you know, the suggestion box has been filled.
Take it on my per diem. Fine.